All right.
Hey,
live?
here we are. I
Okay.
think so.
Well, what kind of live?
What kind of live? Live or Memorex? It's up to you. Yeah, so we're on recorded today because that's how it's working this week.
Yeah, somebody's at graduation.
Somebody.
Not me.
All right, you draw. Because I'm not here.
No, that's right. The ghost of Katie.
Ooh, jeez.
Wow, that was abrupt. All right. Amelia, your favorite summer treat?
Margaritas?
Watermelon. I love watermelon. I can
Yeah.
eat a whole watermelon. And I love frozen grapes. You ever had frozen grapes?
Yeah, I
Oh,
can
not you and your margarita. Margaritas are good too.
Yeah. I actually started making like I'll say savory salad using melons. So like you can do it with watermelons. But
You do it with like feta and basil?
Yeah, and like there's one I make with honeydew and it actually has some jalapenos in it.
Ooh.
It's good.
Okay.
It's
I
super
would like that.
It's super refreshing. And corn on the grill. But I shuck it and wrap it in foil and cook it on the grill.
Okay.
It's so good.
And then you put some of that Trader Joe's everything but the elote seasoning. You ever had that?
No.
Oh my God, it's so good.
Oh.
So that it comes at, it's like a play on the everything bagel
Right.
seasoning.
Sure.
So it's got like, there's cheese in it and cayenne and lime and it's really good.
It does sound good.
Because I like the concept of elote, but I do not like mayonnaise.
Oh, right.
So you can just put a little butter on your corn and sprinkle some of that on. It's delicious.
Oh,
It comes in a
okay.
yellow container. I'll hook you up. I know
Hook
a
me
guy.
up. Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
That might be my new
I do
summer
like
treat.
grilled corn too. Yeah, that's good.
It's good.
It's awesome.
All right. And I don't know what else. Those are some good treats though.
Yeah. Now I really want watermelon. They don't look good yet though.
Oh, not
I
yet.
keep checking them out, but you gotta wait.
It's still a little early.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's what I have. Tell
So-
us what you like, Amelia.
Yeah, and come in and pick out your 3 free pack orders.
Yeah. We're
All right.
going to start with this beautiful quilt behind us.
Ta-da!
So this brand new sample is made with the new Echo fabric we got not too long ago from Emily Van Hoff. And I told the story a couple weeks ago how I approached her at H&H.
She pretty much accosted her, but we
I
won't say
didn't
that.
touch her. She wasn't fearing for her life at any time. I was just very excited, and she was like, "You're weird," but she's an amazing artist and creator, and we love this fabric line Echo. And we decided to make a sample out of it, and this is a very modern sample, but this fabric works well in other patterns as
for
well
sure.
to kind of show how amazing it is. So it plays like a solid, but it's an ombre.
And it still
It's
gives
a
you
lot of
lots of
things.
movement. So
Yeah.
it's just, but I think this really shows off how it really can function as a solid.
Yeah, it's a beautiful pattern, and
Yeah.
the pattern is called Ripple. They more copies of it are on the way. We don't have them in the shop right now, but they are on their way.
And you
This
can make it in lots of sizes.
This is the baby size, just because that's what we made sense for. But you made one.
I made one in throw, which is a really nice size.
It's a
and it
good
goes,
size throw.
And I think it goes all the way up to king.
Yeah,
It's really fast. It's so fun.
a little bit of curved piecing, but once you get that nailed down, it's super fast after that.
Yeah.
So we're big fans of both the pattern and this
The beautiful fabric.
Echo fabric. So all of our wheels are turning about what we're going to do with it. So come check that out. It comes in a lot of colors. This is only 6 of them.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a lot of other new arrivals that we're going to talk about.
All right. Why don't you talk about that
Talk
one
this.
first?
Okay.
Since it's
So-
in front of you.
Since it's in front of me. So we've had for a little while this amazing product we've talked about called Binding Ease. And it's iron shaped, which is your first clue. But what it does has these little loops on it, and it's silicone. And what you do when you make your binding, you start your fabric in there, you put your iron on top of it, and you just pull the fabric through, and you don't have to move the iron. And it presses your binding strips
Yeah, and
without you having to move your iron.
It's super low tech, which I kind of like sometimes, and
Mm-hmm. not gonna break.
I have tried many different, binding contraptions, and this one is my absolute favorite, and
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
Yeah, so we went at H&H. We were talking. This is from Quilted Hearts, is the company, and we were talking to them for a while. So they have a companion piece called Winding Ease
Isn't that funny?
to go with your binding ease. And this is the gal. We talked to her.
Yeah.
She was very nice. So what this is, it's a little device that you clamp onto your ironing board, and it has a spool and a hand crank. So you put your binding ease down, you put your stuff through it, you put the end of it on there, and then you turn the handle and it pulls it through.
Yeah, so you
And
don't
then
wind
it's-
up with a mound of spaghetti next to your ironing board.
And then the little spool comes off,
Mm-hmm.
and you just take that over to your sewing machine, and you unspool the binding as you put it on your quilt.
And I imagine, she didn't mention this, but I imagine if you had an upright spool stand, that you could set that next to your machine and it
You
could just
probably
come
could.
off and keep it nice and neat.
I've heard people put those on their knee lift.
Oh,
Pull
that's
out
a
the
good
knee lift,
idea.
Put it on there and put it back in. So I haven't tried that, but some people do
It's
that.
very interesting.
So we have these in the colors to match your binding ease. You can get this, and they also have, which we don't have in the store, but if you are interested, we're happy to get them. You can actually get more of those little spools. So if you use black binding all the time on your projects, you can make a spoolful
Right.
of black binding
just have it ready.
leave it, and then it's ready. And when you go to make your project, you can kind of store it that
Yeah.
way if you do that kind of thing. So this is $50, but it is worth it because of what it does. And
I
how
am
simple-
100% getting one of
You
these.
don't have spaghetti,
Right.
right? I think that's a big thing. Like I wouldn't store binding for future use.
And then you're
because
trying to
it's
like
kind of
wind it, like unwind. It's
Yeah,
so
I
this is
fold
way
it up.
easier.
I make my binding when I drop my quilt off with my long armor.
So it's ready.
So it's ready, but then when it comes, so I fold it up nice and neat, and then when the quilt comes, I get all excited and it turns into spaghetti again.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happens. It might be user error. But anyway, so that is a new gizmo, low tech, but spectacularly good.
Well thought out though.
Yeah, exactly. So we're big fans. All right, so let's talk about these.
So while we were at H&H, we met Amy Butler, who's a fabric designer, and she's absolutely fabulous. And I didn't
She
know
is.
it was Amy Butler until, you see her tag that says Amy Butler, and it's like, oh, it's you!
Oh, it's really you.
Which is
Yeah.
always kind of fun.
She's very creative, very interesting.
So she
aesthetic.
had
Yeah.
this booth full of like vintage, linens, recycled linens. She had some garments made that you could buy. So this wasn't her fabric. And she has these. So these are vintage Cantha squares. So they're from Cantha Quilts. And they're absolutely beautiful.
They're double-sided.
Yeah, and they look completely different on the front than on the back, which is kind of fun. They're hand stitched, and they're absolutely beautiful. They're about 8 inches square, and she calls them stitchy bundles. And you can get them in 10 cuts, so this is 10 8-inch squares, or 5 cuts. And these would be great for, we were just talking about it this morning, if you want to make a cute little patchwork bag, or a zipper pouch, or a scarf, or even apparel.
Even apparel.
Or you were talking about like you could, take a patchwork a bunch of them on the back and add it to the back of a jacket or something like that. It would look really beautiful.
Right. So she actually sources these from India, and so they have that kind of vintagey Indian hand sewn. And on some of them, and they're different on both sides, and you have to kind of see them. But so the Cantha is like the kind of quilting stitched through, but then they're also embroidered.
Yeah, and they're
over
beautiful.
the top, and they are different on both sides. So it's hard to pick which side you like the best and
Yeah.
how you can use them. So those are kind of a new fun thing to come check out when you're in the shop.
And
They're
just
great
FYI,
things.
I did a lot of research on her website because I'm very interested in these. And they are machine wash and dryable.
Oh, good. Thank you.
She
That's
said
good
that
to know.
she's tested them many times and she's had no problem with them.
Oh,
So
good.
that's good to know.
Yep, awesome. So come check those out. Then let's just keep going this way. So Tilda, which we have a couple, maybe 2 weeks or so ago, we showed you we had these 2 new kind of blender lines, Poppy Seed, and I forget what the other one is called, with the little tiny flowers. So we recently got in a bundle of Fat Eights that's both lines mixed together. So a little
And a
poppy
really
seed
nice
and a little
colorway.
flower. And it's just really pretty. So these are Fat Eighths. They kind of position it as for doing applique because they're small pieces, but you could do
anything with it
because they're just really, really sweet and pretty. But then their newest release is called Something Blue. Look, and
It's blue.
So there's 2 different, halves of Something Blue, the dark and the light half of the colorway. And so we have these in fat quarter bundles as well.
And it's got kind of, it's supposed to, kind of represent like your China dishes.
Like Delft China.
Yeah, and so it's got a little bit of like an Asian vibe to it. There's a
Right.
lot of beautiful florals, little pops of pink in it. It's really, really pretty.
It is, yeah, it's really pretty.
I didn't think I was going to like it, but then when I opened the box, I
Yeah,
really liked it.
Yeah, it looks better in
Yes,
real life
absolutely.
than it did printed on paper in the catalog.
So yeah, we have it in the light and the dark.
Right. So that is brand new out there.
All right.
We'll talk about this. So
Okay. I feel like you know more about this than I do, so I'm going to let
maybe
you talk.
we'll see. So Terry has been working, and she does this embroidery lab every other month, I
Yes.
think, right? Where she talks about embroidery techniques and shows and tells and kind of digs into just interesting things you can try out and think about. So if you're into embroidery and want to just learn more things you can try, It's a lecture demo, so you're
Yeah.
not actually doing any sewing, but it's a good mind share of
And it's
everyone's
been
in it.
wildly popular. Like the first
Right.
one, you know, we
Sold
got
out.
some people involved in it, and now it's sold out. So it's a really fun.
So check out Embroidery Lab. It's on the online to sign up for.
Yeah.
But she's been talking about some other things you can include into your embroideries, and we've started to carry some extra things. So one of the big ones is, you know, we have had this patch class for a while that is extremely popular. People love making patches. It's a nice way to embellish things
Absolutely.
easily, because you make a patch that you iron on instead of trying to embroider directly on an item.
And you can do it on
Right.
a flatbed machine or a multi-needle.
Right.
And if you don't have a hat frame for a multi-needle, it's a great way to put an embellishment on a hat, because
Right.
you can make the patch and you can
Right.
iron it on just about anything.
Right. So we have poly twill meant for patches, and it comes in 2 different formats. So one of them is this set, and there are 8 different colors in it, and there's 3 different assortments. This one is called Athletic, so it's kind of like school colors, I guess you
Right,
would
yeah.
say. There's another one that I think is Brights, so it's super neon-y, and one called Uniform, which is more like beige and maroon and a little
Brown.
more earth tony, I guess I would call it. And then there, the pieces are in that, sufficient to make a few patches. But then we also have in a larger format. Isn't this exciting?
It's thrilling. It
But
looks
this
like a
is
little
larger,
diploma.
It is, and I confer on you. But it's a larger piece, and we have this in white and black. So if you're making a lot of them, I use these to make some patches for my daughter's graduation.
See?
Out of a piece of this, and I was able to make 8 in one hooping.
Yeah, it's a pretty good size too,
Right.
so that you could do lots of patches with it.
Right, right. So, and we can get this in other colors too. We just stock it in white and black because those are most common. But if you wanted this royal blue, we'll order it for you.
Mm-hmm.
So those are there for patches. These are not adhesive in any way, but you can add fuse and seal to them to make it adhesive, or you can
Right.
sew them on. So it's just a really nice quality poly twill for making patches. Then this is going to be hard to look at.
Hey, look, it's another clear plastic
It's another
bag.
clear plastic bag. But what this is Mylar sheets. And if you went to H&H, maybe you saw there's a booth called Purely Gates, which is kind of a funny name.
Yeah, it is.
Their last name is Gates. But they make a bunch of embroidery designs that use Mylar. And so this is basically like an iridescent sheet that you put under your embroidery, and when you stitch over it, it gives your embroideries a shimmer.
A shimmer, yeah.
It's really cool, and I don't believe that you have to have a design digitized for Mylar to use it. I could be wrong. I could be completely
There are,
wrong, but
from
there
what
are
I understand,
plenty.
there are lots of designs you can get that are digitized for Mylar, and I think the stitching is spaced out a little further.
Right, so you can
that
see
you
it.
can kind of see underneath, but I don't see any reason why you couldn't use this for
But
anything.
but it also can be built in to add elements like water or things like
yeah.
that. But it's really cool, and it's kind of iridescent-y. So if you're looking for Mylar sheets, particularly for embroidery, we do have that now. And then the other one that is very popular is puffy foam. And this is, my kids used to use puffy stickers all the time to decorate.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm having some flashbacks with this. This is a little bit thicker, but this is a puffy foam that when you're embroidering, especially like letters on a patch or a hat, to give them a 3D effect.
Yeah.
So you have to have designs digitized for it, I think, because otherwise the stitches have to be a little bit loose to accommodate it. But you put it underneath the satin stitching, and it gives some
Dimension
height
to it.
to your embroideries. And they come in different colors. If you were embroidering something green, you would want to put green behind it so you can't see it.
Right, you just want to see the height.
Want to see the height. So we have them in a couple different versions, but this is a 5-pack of 5 different colors. Or 6. 6, sorry, 6. There's 6 colors in this.
So just some fun embroidery techniques to check out. And if you have any questions about any of this, you can always ask Terry, because she knows just about everything about embroidery.
Right, so just FYI for yourself or other embroiderers in your life. All right, and then I don't have them up here because it's nothing to look at, and not new to the world, but new to TQT is we have brought in a very nice range of heat and bond products that are similar to Pellon, so a lot of them are like interfacings, but also a different product than Steam-A-Seam, so a fusible web, heat and bond, most people know what it is. We have brought that in, as well as like their hem tape and some other things.
Yeah, I'm anxious to try all of it. We talked to the folks at H&H for quite a while, and they have some nice products out there, so we're giving it a shot.
And they're also based here in Illinois,
Which is good too,
which is
right?
kind of nice too, semi-local biz. So check that out. So heat and bond stuff is hitting the shelves. All right, so I'm going to slide this over here because we'll talk about our Threes Day.
All right.
So pretty soon, and this is a teaser of things to come, our Threes Day fabric are some Halloween fabrics. Did I give it
Ooh.
away?
That was a pretty strong hint.
So here are 2 Halloween fabrics that are $3 a yard to get you thinking about Halloween.
And it's never too early.
It's never too early. It's right around the corner. And then,
It's okay. It's fine.
you didn't hurt anybody, did you? And then our $2 pattern is a patriotic one because I know Memorial Day just happened, but 4th of July is coming up. And this is a really quick pattern to make a really pretty flag.
Yeah, looking at it, it looks like it's a lot of half square triangles
think
laid
so.
out very, creatively and.
And you could do this scrappy too. I mean,
Oh,
I've
yeah.
seen some really fun scrappy flags. So if you have a lot of red, white, and blue laying around, you could probably.
And that's in a
clean up.
batik on the cover, and it looks
Yeah.
really good in a batik.
Yeah, it does. Yep, that's pretty. And then our one left, and I don't want any fighting over this because I have to separate you kids. I have another Ruby Star Salesman sample bundle, and it was very popular the last time we did this. So
Scarily so.
So we have this Ruby Star Salesman sample, some very sized pieces. There's some
But they're all good
canvas.
sized chunks. They're
good
not
size.
itty bitty
You
ones.
could definitely do something fun with those. And this is $10. This one.
Ooh,
And that's it. That's what I have.
all right.
And next week we'll
We
have.
will-
a
we will
lot more
actually
some
be
other
live.
stuff. We will be live, and we have some fun stuff coming that isn't here yet, so I can't
Yeah,
talk
some
about
really
it. But
fun
we know
stuff.
it's coming, so I'm excited.
Me
All right.
too.
Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the shop.
All right.